welcome to another edition of Almost Martha. And I'm making recipe number 2 today because it is so gloomy out there. It's making me gloomy. And what doesn't make me gloomy is playing around in the kitchen. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make some cookies. I'm going to use hazelnuts and white chocolate. That should be really good. So this is just for me. I'm just going to make my mood better by making some cookies. I think that works for a lot of people. Don't you? Okay, let's do it. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is, instead of using white refined sugar, I'm going to use sugar in the raw. And I'm going to put it in this little processor. And I'm going to try to break up those granules and make it a little more, user-friendly. Okay, so sugar in the raw can be substituted for white, regulated, refined sugar. But it works a bit better if you do one thing or another. One is to do what I just did and to make those sugar crystals smaller. So it's going to behave in a similar manner to white refined sugar. You also could just add a couple of teaspoons of water to the recipe because there's not as much moisture content in the sugar in the raw as the white refined sugar. So that's two different things you can do. Look at that sugar dust that's coming up. Sugar dust. So I'm just going to take this sugar and I'm going to put it into my bowl. It's not going to be quite like refined sugar, but it's better, and it will substitute in a much better way. So I took 1.5 cups of roasted hazelnuts. These I'm going to chop coarsely in a minute. The rest of them are in this pan where I roasted them, and I'm just going to put them in this little mini processor. I'm going to be making sort of a hazelnut paste. I have 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and I'm just going to put that right in here. Okay, and now we're going to turn that baby back on. Okay, we've sort of made a little hazelnut butter there, so that should work fine. So I have a 1/2 cup of my sugar in the raw that we have sort of condensed down. I'm going to add 1 stick of butter. I am using that good Kerrygold butter, and it's been sitting at room temperature for quite a while, so this should cream pretty easily. Okay, there's still some on that wrapper. There we go. Waste not, want not, right? Get all that butter goodness in there. We're also going to add some traditional brown sugar. So let me got butter all over the place. This is another 1/2 cup. So we had a 1/2 cup of the sugar in the raw. And now we're going to do a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Now, brown sugar may have the same color as sugar in the raw, but it's very different, and it's refined. A lot of brown sugars are white refined sugars. The molasses has been removed from the sugar, so it gives it that white color. Then to make brown sugar, they add molasses back in. So we have light brown sugar and we have dark brown sugar. So if they have added the molasses back in, they don't add as much for the light brown, they add more for the dark brown. So that dark brown sugar will have more of a molasses flavor than the light brown sugar. But they're both refined sugar, which is what I'm trying to limit. So I used at least half of the sugar in the raw. Sugar in the raw doesn't have quite the same caramely flavor that the brown sugar has. So I'm making compromises here. I used half, half the sugar in this recipe will be from sugar in the raw and the rest will be brown sugar. So we're just trying to make things a little healthier. As I make cookies, I want to make them healthier. Okay. I know how that sounds, but you guys, my husband has to have cookies or there is a problem. He'll just eat anything. So, he'll go out and buy Oreos. So this is much better than that. So I have to have some sort of sweet on it or there will be trouble at the end of the night. Trust me. When he's ready for that glass of milk and some cookies. There better be something in the house. Or it's a sad, sad sight. Oh, Lordy, it really is. It really is. Okay. So now I'm creaming my 1 stick of butter with my 2 different sugars. All seems to be going well here. Okay, so there you go. Nicely creamed together. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to add my vanilla bean paste. I say you can never have too much vanilla. So if it calls for a tablespoon, you add more than that because that's what really amps up the flavor. And in my opinion, the vanilla bean paste has a lot more flavor than plain old vanilla extract. And all vanilla extracts are not made the same, I hate to say. Bargain extract is not going to have the same flavor as Madagascar extract. Of course, there are vanillas that can get very pricey, and you can even make your own vanilla if you want. You have to get the vanilla beans and some vodka, little bottle, go to it. Maybe we'll do that one day. That might be fun, making our own vanilla. Okay, so I got my vanilla paste in. We're also going to add 1 egg. I don't trust myself, so I always put the egg. And see, it's a good thing because look at that. This has a very thin little shell. You never know when you pick up an egg what that shell is going to be like. It could be super thin. It could be super thick. It takes you forever to do it. So you can always end up with some shell that you have to fish out. So it's better before you actually put it in your recipe. At least in my experience. Oh, Lordy. Lordy, Lordy. Yes, I'm cooking as therapy today. So it's just a little depressing with the weather and other stuff going on. So I always think this makes you feel better. This is some good therapy. It's always good to be busy too. Always good to be busy. So all right, so now we've got our egg in, we've got our vanilla, we've got our sugar, we've got our butters. Okay. Now I have flour here. Again, I did half and half. So I have 1.5 cups of flour, and half of it is regular flour, the other half is almond flour. I can't help myself. It's what I do now. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking soda right into the flour. And I'm also going to add some salt. And I think it's, this is a half a teaspoon of that, and a half teaspoon of salt. Okay. I will say though, using almond flour, a lot of times the end result doesn't rise up very much. So I'm going to add another 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Let's see if we can get a little rise out of it. Okay, I'm just going to start folding this in. a little bit of flour. We also have a little bit of our hazelnut butter, so that's going to go in too. Okay, a little more here. Okay, and a little more flour. Oh, I love the smell of hazelnuts. Oh, so good. Love the smell of hazelnuts. All right. Okay. Okay. One more flour. Okay, a little stiffer. That's good. Be stiff enough to form a little cookie, right? Okay. The last addition of flour. Oh, it smells so good. Love hazelnuts. Love them, love them. Speaking of hazelnuts, we have some that we have to do a little work on here, because we still have these hazelnuts that we just need to chop kind of coarsely. I've already got it ground in there, so you really kind of want pieces that are a little larger, because you want to be able to go, oh yeah, that's a hazelnut. Okay, so very coarsely chopped. So this was sort of that 3/4 cup that we reserved. They roll around on you, so you gotta find them, keep them, chop them. Oh boy, okay. Yeah, I'll try not to let a whole one escape in here. Okay, and there we go. We have a little more dry ingredients to add, because we also have our white chocolate chips. So here, I'm gonna start with, we'll do a cup. And we'll see where that leaves us. You know, this stuff. Whatever the cookie will bear is what I say. Whatever the cookie will bear. Whee! My cup looks like it's plentiful, not too much. Oh yeah, these are gonna be good. These are gonna be good. Sure they're well distributed. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be full of goodness. My. Full of goodness. Okay. Woo! All right. I am gonna let this just sort of sit for a second. I'm gonna clear the decks, and then we will prepare to bake our first section off. Okay, I have my oven on, and I think this might be a little big. I'm not sure. I'm just going to go back to a good old spoon. I must say, I tried the dough. You know I'm going to try that dough. You know I am, because I just can't help myself. I feel kind of okay about it because there's just one egg in this. So, don't try it at home. Don't try it at home. But I did, and man, was it good. It was really, really good. That hazelnut butter that we made, oh my goodness, that is really something. So these are going to be really, really good. I'm going to have a happy husband later tonight. Happy, happy husband. I kind of got into the rut of making the same old cookies, but they're really good. Those salted chocolate chip cookies. Oh yeah, those are terrific. I made those 2 times in a row, so he'll be happy to have something new, I'm sure. Okay, these are all fairly equal in size, so they should cook, fairly evenly. Just futzing around the edges here. Okay, all right, I think we're good. Okay, first pan in the oven. Here we go. And look at them. They did puff up a little bit, which I'm really happy about. So they didn't spread out all over the place. So maybe that little extra bit of baking soda sort of did the trick for me. Okay. Well, they look really good. They look really good. Okay. A lot, I know, there's just the 2 of us. So I do make a lot of cookies, but I put them in a freezer bag and I freeze half of them. So, in a few days, next week, when somebody says, "Are there more cookies?" I can say, "Yes, there are, nice and fresh. Pull them out of the freezer." I, I was out of town. I was out of town for work, and I got this random text from Mark, and it said, "Do we have any cookies?" And I was able to say, "Yes, we do. They're in the freezer." And his response was, "Oh, I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think it was possible." So you can work miracles even when you're away. Okay, I'm gonna pick a cookie here and let's give it a test. I like the soft ones. Ooh, oh boy. Oh, oh wow. Mm. Mm, 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 mm. Well, that is really good. That is really good. The dough was good. This is actually even better. So, which rarely happens for me, but this is really good. Nice caramel notes in there. Mm, 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 mm. Hazelnutty deliciousness. Mm. Oh yeah, it's a really good cookie. Mm. It's buttery. My fingers have a little butter on them because they're nice and warm. Oh yeah. Mm. That is really good. Really good. That is an excellent mood pick me up cookie. So what if it's raining? Mm, mm. Oh yeah. Okay. Mm-mm. Very warm. So, sorry. Can't stop myself. It's really good. So, you want this recipe? You know what you can do? You can go to almost-martha.com, and this recipe and all the other recipes that I've done are there. Hi, Mom. Hi. Wish I could share these with you. So give it a try, almost-martha.com. I hope you enjoy it. It was easy to make. Love hazelnuts. Love hazelnuts. So this is a really treat of a cookie. Hope you enjoy it. And when you make them, hope it lifts your mood. Yep, just like for me. All right. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next time.